And we are live. Just like that.
Hey. How we all doing?
Yo, and we diddly doing.
How are we diddly doing?
Hello, everyone. Really. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blue Broad Show. On the 4th of September, Pommy, we are, for the first time, doing a BA show ahead of a final. Can you believe it?
I can, yeah. I mean, we've been wanting this for a few years, haven't we? We've willed it into submission. It's finally happened. We've willed it. So I'm looking forward to this. I can't wait to get stuck in.
Do you know what I watched earlier today?
Go on.
Fancams round 12 2021. We played the Eagles. We lost to the Waffle team.
Jesus Christ.
It was
you put yourself through some misery, Terry. I tell you, Jesus, that's a flashback.
No, you know what it actually does now? Finally, for the first time, it's funny. It's funny. It's actually really funny to watch it now. Not because and also it shows how on point we were in what we were feeling, in what we were saying, in the standards that we were talking and giving our opinions against, in what we wanted. We talked about structure. We talked about accountability. We talked about something's happening off field. We talked about our priorities. We talked about our contest work. I don't know. One day we're going to go through and put it all together into a nice little series. But yeah. Also, it's important to stay humble. And I think those fan cams will forever keep us humble and keep us on the right track from not forgetting where we came from.
To know where you're going, you've got to know where you've come from, I suppose. I always like to watch the Adelaide fan cams whenever I'm feeling down and I feel like I can't go on. I put on, I watched the last 5 minutes on YouTube because they did that compilation where you see Bryce Gibbs be carried off, and then I watch my 2-minute burst. And I always feel better. Do you know what I mean? Like, life is always a little bit better than that moment. So, no, it's all good. Yeah, you see, look, Lockie Jack watched it as well, mate. Honestly, I have never been so angry. I can't possibly see a time in my life I'll be more disappointed in something that I love than that.
Well, yes, it comes from love, though, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's one of them lectures probably my pop gave me as a kid. Yeah, that's a dark place. Dark place.
Yes, it was. But we're here now, so that's all that matters. And it's great. Actually, Josh, who's in the chat, I actually watched it because you posted it on Twitter. That's how it came into my mind. I'm like, oh, see what we were saying then. But anyway, tonight is all about now. Tonight's all about now. Tonight's not about the past. Tonight is about finals football. Tonight is about Friday night. Tonight is about recapping what happened, the open training. I've got an update for all of you with regards to the pins. We might wait for some more people to show up before I give you the update. But it's all coming up. It's all coming out Millhouse. Pommy, you've got a brand new setting. You want to address the elephant in the room, and that is what has happened to the studio, mate.
I just had a glow up. Yeah, I mean, that's Pommy's glow up. We've got Plowman the Penguin introducing that as named by Lockie. Yeah, Plowman the Penguin. So obviously, probably this year, Plowman won't be on the list, and Lockie Jack can't sabotage one of my streams saying Plowman in. So he'll be forever immortalised. We've got some skulls, we've got some crows, you've got all sorts here. A bit of Pommy, yeah? Look, you know what I mean? You've got a lot of things here. And probably my favourite is the other day, I actually bought my first ever sherrin. I've never bought a sherrin before. So I've been here, 11 years? And finally got a sherrin.
I love the on-air sign. That's cool.
That's everything behind you, Mrs. Pom did. She arranged everything. I built it. She She arranged it. She spent hours doing the lights. Them lights, Mrs. Pom. Credit to her. And everything you can't see that works, I did. So I'll get zero love and attention. But Mrs. Pom, tell you what, the feminine eye. So yeah, looks like a massage parlor. Says a bit more about you, Albert, than I'm going to pretend I don't know what a massage parlor looks like inside.
Okay, so where do we start? Like, what do we do? There's no game to review. We can start from. Well, what was last week like, mate? What was that like for you? What was the week off like? What'd you do?
He's only done that because his Arsenal beat by Man United. Like, what a melt. Absolutely set me up for that. He squared me up. Yeah, my weekend was good. It was obviously Father's Day, so that weekend I'm kind of treated like a god, which is nice. So Mrs. Pom and the kids looked after me very well. And the Looney Tunes t-shirt was a gift from the kids because now I'm in HD. I need to wear some colour. So was doted on a little bit. Then I watched Rangers lose and then my Man United lose. So, yeah, I was brought back down to earth. In between that, watched a bit of the AFLW to wet my whistle for the weekend and pretty much just enjoyed the weekend, really. It's kind of nice to just not play football. Do you know what I mean? It was. Yeah. I actually enjoyed the week where I don't care about football for a weekend. It was nice. Made me appreciate what I'm about to go through.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, I don't know if you feel this too. I mean, I think we might make it look easy, but being on schedule during the season and being on, creating the videos every week at the similar times throughout the season, it's a commitment, right? And I actually felt the sizzle of the season. I'm used to last week being the final week of the year and not playing finals, but being able to breathe a little bit differently and not have the same stresses of the week to week that we usually do. And I found after this weekend, I found myself saying, wow, imagine what, like, I feel refreshed. Imagine what these guys are going to feel. Imagine what guys like Patrick Cripps and Sam Doherty, who have had the extra couple of weeks off, are going to feel. So, yeah, it's a dawn of a new time, my friend.
It's weird, isn't it? Because usually at this stage, chat are hounding me to find 3 kids in the draft that are going to turn us from shit to good. So it's nice, isn't it? I mean, it's a really exciting time. I mean, me and Terry have done this for probably too long. Some might argue. Commitment is a good word. Like, it's a little bit like a marriage. Like, I've got to say, me and Terry, I probably spend more time with Terry than I do other than my wife. So he's seen the best of me, the worst of me. We've fallen out. We've kissed and made up. It feels kind of nice. This is like our wedding day, Terry. We finally got here. This is it. We're about to do our vows.
Yeah. I don't know where the time's going to come to date. Probably going to have to do that at some point. I don't know how you're married with kids.
You should have done a me and got it out of the way before you started. That's clever. That's smart.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll die alone and I'll die with this channel and I'll be happy.
Dear. You'll be all right, Terry. There'll be a blue bro. I can't wait to do a watch along. I am so doing a watch along at your wedding. I'll be there in the back row. Pom watch. I'll get some chants going and everything.
True. You know what we had on Saturday? Open training.
You did. Tell us all about it, Terry.
Open training. Well, I got there late, so there's that. About an hour late, because I went to watch the AFLW, who we'll touch on. I got to tell you, man, like, it's just everything we've wanted and everything we've been frustrated about because we want to get to this point where we are now, to just finally walk in and feel it and talk to everyone. And I don't know, there was a real excitement and there was a real, it was new. There was a newness. I don't know if I can relate it to something. I think maybe when you move country You step into a new country for the first time and everything is new. So all your senses are super heightened. Now, Icon Park and the Carlton Football Club is not, I mean, it's pretty new because of the redevelopment. But so I have had the comfort of knowing where I was, and that was familiar. But the reason for being there was new, so it was a different feeling. There was a carnival, festival type atmosphere about it. And we usually talk about these open trainings, how it's just they just go through the motions, mate. They were cracking in on Saturday. They were really going for it, and that's what stood out to me. And I think you said it a few weeks ago about like there's a carrot dangling in front of quite a few of them who are on the bracket of the team. They might not play. They've done some really good things, a few of them, for us over the course of the second half of the season in particular, and they've held their spots. New faces have come in and shown what they're capable of. And so to see these fringe players really crack in was great.
Yeah, there was a bit of a lover's tiff as well, wasn't there? Pitternack and Kennedy, which, I mean, if you've ever seen a good team, so like for someone like me, I have to go back to the UK to see good teams because I've only ever seen Carlton. But that's what training sessions are like. There's usually a little bit of a tiff. There's usually a little bit of fire, a bit of panache. There's a little bit of an attitude of, you've got my job and I'm coming to get my job. And that was good to see, a bit of firing up from the boys. Do you know what I mean? Taking it serious. And like you say, Terry, I mean, this is make or break your career type stuff. I mean, some of these boys right now, your boy, Zach Fisher, Paddy Dow, players like that, probably a year ago were delisted. And now they are literally on the doorstep of immortality. All they've got to do is walk through the door. And what an experience. Like, imagine that. Like, someone like Paddy Dow, this time last year, everyone wanted rid of him. He's had a part to play in getting us here. And potentially Friday night, he could have a game that your name outlives you. And that's all we all want to do. If you boil it down, all your achievements mean fuck all, because one day you'll be dead. And the only thing that will live on is the memory. And they have a chance to be immortalized forever. Imagine that, the power that is. The power that one good game could make you be talked about for the dawn of time. That's, for me, exciting.
Yeah, indeed. What did I notice? What were the notables from open training? Well, mate, I didn't know how big these Irish boys were. They're tall. They're big boys.
We eat our veggies in the UK and Ireland. There's quite a lot of them as well. Now they're big boys, 6'4", both of them. So they're fairly stout. You saw Rob, that guy skips arm day and just does leg day. He's got some fair meat on him, hasn't he? And also my mate, old Duffy, Beanie, as we call him, he's got some skills, and both of them as well got some elite engines. So we can't wait to see them. I mean, perfect time to come, isn't it? Because this time last year we were desperate. This time now they just got to go and just enjoy themselves and develop with no pressure, which is really exciting, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Ur with the super generous 160 says, we are winning this week and next.
And the next and the next.
And the next. Ur was at open training. Good to see him and sit with him for a while. The great man.
The great man, indeed. We're excited that in 4 weeks' time we can get rid of the nerves and just get on the beers. Hey, that's going to be good. How good's going to be the off season when we can just fuck about?
I think no matter what happens, the off season's going to be a better one and a new one, because we have finals to reflect on, no matter how deep we go.
It's the great equalizer, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Everyone's last final series will be Friday night. Do you know what I mean? That was the start of everyone's new finals experience. No one can talk about 8 years ago, 80 years ago, 50 years ago. Everyone's last is the same one, which I think it's a real uniter. I think that big uniter. Yeah.
I'll tell you a few things else that I noticed. A really healthy amount of players training. I think I saw everyone. Honestly, I think I saw everyone at some point. Harry left early. Zach Williams was out there, didn't partake obviously in the training, but he was out there running his laps. Jack Silvani was out there running around. Even Sam Philp was out there running around. I'm trying to think of who I didn't see. And that was the other thing as well. There weren't any fill-ins in the scratch match. It was just the list. The bulk of them were all there, you know. Even Kennedy getting into the contact drills was exciting. Do you think they're gonna surprise us with Kennedy or Jack Silvani over this week or next week?
The only thing that surprises me is surprise itself, Terry. I think the club have been very tight-lipped, and I mean, for a club that talks too much, a couple of years ago, one thing that you started to notice that there isn't much noise coming out of the club. There isn't much innuendo, rumor, and things like that. It seems to be a happy ship is a quiet ship, as they say, and I wouldn't be surprised that Carlton spring a selection shock here or there. To be honest, I wouldn't be. There was some cringe moments, though. If you were one of them people that was recording Jack Silvani and shouting, "Sign the contract, Jack," give your head a wobble. Do you know what I mean? Give your head a wobble from your
that's a bit weird. That's a little bit strange.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's all in control. Situation is contained. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I think it's a very exciting selection surprise. I think Pitternet, there's probably a good argument for him to come in. I would expect to see his pretty face named. I don't think Harry can ruck, unfortunately, but be interesting. I think there's going to be. I think it was a shame Jack wasn't fully fit because that would be an interesting selection. But I wouldn't be surprised. Voss might surprise the world, mightn't he? Might shock the world.
Yeah. No, we will touch on selection shortly. There are a few things that happened over the last few days which are going to be relevant. I think we'll start with Norm Smith medal. Chris Judd, for those who aren't aware, Chris Judd has been announced as the gentleman who will be presenting the 2023 Norm Smith medal. Did your mind go where my mind went?
The master's going to hand over the apprenticeship and the apprentice becomes the master. Tell you what, I think Cripps needs intrinsic motivation. I think that's the kind of thing that motivates him. And can you just imagine him hearing that? Guaranteed when we make a final, he wins Norm Smith now. Lock that in.
Yeah.
Lock that in. That's a 40-touch, 3-goal game. That's the Brisbane game that you all talk about. That's coming back in a granny, tell you.
Yeah.
That's something therapeutic, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? Therapy. There's something real. Carlton loves synergy. This season has been synergetic. I think that I've just made a word up. And that would be the ultimate synergy. When he left, Cripps took the mantle on. And Cripps finally would be gifted, would earn a ceremonial handover from the great man himself. I like that. That's a little bit of motivation for the Crip dog.
Yeah, that got me going. That definitely got me. Well, the image came into my head straight away, what it would mean. So we'll just park that one for now because we've got some business to take care of. But I did like that. Somebody in the chat asked about Akers. I saw him out there. He looked okay. Had some strapping on that right shoulder. Or was it left? Was it left? It might have been left. I saw him running for the most part. I didn't see him do too many contact drills, if any at all. But I mean, look, 2 weeks to play a final. He's going to be ready. There's no, I don't know. I don't know what the actual pain threshold is with Blake Acres. I don't know exactly where the injury sits with him, but I mean, just knowing the competitive beast that they all have inside them, they're all going to be putting their best foot forward. Pommy, what do we do this week? Like, a lot of the boys have spoken about just embracing the moment and enjoying it. And that's obviously what we're all going to do. But what do you think about today, Monday, the 4th of September, when it comes to this week?
Tell you what, once time goes past, all you've got is the memories. So, like, make the memories, embrace it, enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? If ride the good, ride the bad. This is something that we've been waiting for 10 years. And if you're an opposition fan, you don't count 2013 finals. Carlton got it on a technicality. Do you know what I mean? So this is probably the first time that we've legitimately earned it for a long, long time. So do you know what I mean? We've gone through the shit. We've gone through the trash. Now there's a time to embrace every minute and enjoy every minute and experience it. And I heard Jack Martin's interview today talked about being in the moment. And that is so important, I think, in the moment. What will be. But come Friday, these boys get a chance to kill the rebuild bollocks. Do you know what I mean? Is that a failure? They get a chance to be recognised as one of the best sides in the competition. They get a chance to knock out the second best team from last year, grand finalists. I think that's a huge, huge, huge moment for these boys. So ride the wave with them because they're going to need you on Friday. On Friday, they need you because there'll be nerves, there'll be doubt. And the famous Mike Tyson used to say that the only difference between a coward and a hero is how he reacts to fear. Both of them feel fear. One of them uses it to drive them and one of them reacts to it. And it's our job to give them the motivation to use that fear and smash the door down and destroy the Swans.
You said something there that made me think of Tyson Fury. There's a video out there of him saying, you know, nothing in this world, we don't really own anything in this world. All the material things, all the flashy things, the cars, the watches, the jewels, it all goes, or it all stays here and we go. But the one thing that you actually own for eternity is the memories that you have. They can never be taken away from you. And that is a real driving force in the way I live my life. And I highly doubt that it wouldn't be for everybody else a part of this and what they can be doing this year. Given the situation we're in, I actually think we're in a pretty advantageous situation. I feel like the bye week or the pre-finals bye has suited us more than most of the teams in the 8. I think we're going to be a big beneficiary of it. And I look at, we wanted some good luck. I remember at the start of the year, we wanted a little bit of good luck and some fortune when it came to injuries. It looked like it was maybe going to be another one of those years where we have the injury bug, so to speak, with Zach Williams going down early. Sam Walsh had the back issue at the start of the year, and it started trickling into my mind. But I think as we sit here right now, touch wood, going into a final series where let's be honest, it's going to be so brutal that there may be some more challenges with injury that come over the next few weeks. Hopefully not, but we are pretty well placed as a list with its health as we go into the series.
There's no such thing as luck. You know what I
don't think so.
Losers talk about luck, fortune, chance. Everything's an opportunity, and luck is just something that a loser looks back and says, "Why I failed." Do you know what I mean? You saw Carlton had bad luck with injuries. What happened this year? You don't talk about bad luck anymore with injuries because players step up. They took their opportunity. Dow saw players go down. He took his opportunity. Suddenly a bad luck situation came into a fortuitous moment for him. Good people make their own luck. Do you know what I mean? And that's the big thing. And at the moment, Carlton have got this wonderful situation that there is about 10 players that probably wouldn't be in the 22 that have got us to finals. And they've taken their opportunity and they earn. They deserve to play a final. There's a lot of players that probably will come in who haven't been fit. They have earned their right to play a final through the historical time at the football club. It's a great moment. It's a great opportunity for these boys. And you know what? Whether it rains, people are talking about the rain, which makes me laugh. Like, oh, Sydney are favourites. Are they? With their contested game? Do you know what I mean? Are they? Do you know what I mean? With their ability in tight, you'd say that if it rains, Carlton are heavy favourites straight away. So, end of the day, rain, fucking sleet, freaking meteor showers. I couldn't give a shit. You can't fight destiny. The one thing in life you can't fight is your destiny. And if you can look me in the eye and say Carlton's destiny isn't winning 17, fuck me, I don't know what destiny is then. These boys are going to go out there fearless. True. Sydney are just another team. When we played Collingwood, I remember people telling me Collingwood were too good. too good for us to beat. Port Adelaide were too good for us to beat. Melbourne were too good for us to beat. St Kilda, Ross is the master at negating it. They were too good. All right, cool. They were too good, were they? Fucking the score said they weren't.
Yeah.
Sydney, they'll be pumped for this, the boys. They'll be pumped. Sydney is a dream draw. And I'll tell you what, if you doubt us, There's a reason that people were put in prison during the war for not believing you'd beat the Nazis. There's a reason. You've got to believe in them. Got to believe in them. These boys now have proved to you that they deserve your respect and your faith. And you know what? I 100% believe in these boys. They're going to go out there and they're going to perform. And they're not going to play with fear. They're going to play with pride.
Yeah. Richard, I'm with you. I think hard work creates luck. I think those who are lucky are those who work the hardest. But also something you touched on, mate, with regards to moment by moment, was Jack Martin's interview or the piece on him. And at the bottom of the article, he mentioned a few things which I think are interesting. So he mentioned, be ready for your moment, be ready to own it. He said, Ash Hansen brought it up the other day, talking about the Western Bulldogs and the moments they went through during their run in 2016. A lot of little moments pop up throughout the final series. It wasn't a particular player. It was more about being ready. And he nominated one individual who he thinks will relish the conditions of September football. And he said, I think the captain is primed and ready to go. And I'm mindful, I don't want to make this an individual game. When I start thinking of the individuals, I get even more excited because there are so many of them on the list who are playing in their first final and who are, in my view, perfect finals type players who will lift and will make a name for themselves. And it almost seems a little unfair to the rest of the competition. And then I catch myself and I bring myself back and I try and humble myself. But Cripps, man, Walsh, man, Charlie, Wiedering, Chera, like these are big game players who each get their, I think every single one of those players I just named, yes, they will all be playing in their first final. I don't think Chera played in a final. And I've got such faith in their ability to rise to the occasion. And that's where I draw a lot of confidence from.
Mate, the great Jack Nicklaus, the golfer, said that the destiny to greatness is quite easy to achieve. All you've got to have is the resolve never to quit, never to give in, no matter what the situation. And above all, believe in yourself. And these boys have got resolve, haven't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look at everyone you can name in the 22, whatever your 22 is, and just look at their backstory. Their backstory is all about resolve. They've all been doubted. Every player that takes to the field Friday night, every one of them will have had a moment where the press, fans, maybe even themselves, heaven forbid, have doubted them, doubted their ability. We are Resolve FC. I mean, we are Resolve
True.
FC. That all we know is bad, and we have seen them blossom from round 12 to now, and they have grown. They have grown into men. They have grown into each other. And I think that this is the big thing. This is the big thing. I can't wait for this game. This game is huge. You know what I mean? You can pick out whatever you want, but at the end of the day, in a final, stats are irrelevant. Form is irrelevant. It literally comes down to who wants it more, who is more hungry. And these boys have been starved. These boys have been starved of success. Success for these boys is beating Essendon round 14. That's what they've known. This is now real. This is tangible. They can smell it. They can taste it. And I'll tell you what, you're going to have to be a big, strong side to take this away from these boys. Because, you know, they always say the ultimate way that God tests you is give you everything you want to see how you react. Now we're going to see it from the boys. They're on the precipice of getting everything they want. See how they react. That's the ultimate test.
Do you think now that we're here, do you think now the challenges and the disappointments of the past 6 or so years, do you think now that actually plays into our hands because they've truly been made to earn every second of finals football?
They have had to earn it, but then so has everyone. Everyone who has anything has earned it. Do you know what I mean? It's just a different avenue. The boys have learned probably by the most powerful way, mistakes. That's the most powerful way to ever learn ever in life is when you fuck up. And these boys are fucked up. Voss has fucked up. The club has fucked up. Hell, me supporting them doing this, I fucked up many a time. And I've learned from it. And they are indelible mistakes. You can't forget them mistakes when you make a mistake. So they're going to go into this with so much belief. And you know what's better? They keep using phrases. And I remember saying this with you 2 years ago. Carlton never use proper vernacular. It's always I. But now they're starting to talk about we, us, together. And they're powerful because you know what? When you go and get that hard ball, there's many of you now. There's not one person picking up that hard ball. There's 23 of them. Do you know what I mean? On a greater extent, there's 80,000 of them. Imagine that, man. Imagine that going into this game, knowing that you've got 90,000 plus helping you pick that ball up, 90,000 people making you take that mark, 90,000 people helping you snag. Fuck me. How can you fail?
How can you? Yeah, you're right. Spoke to Matt Always last week. That was good fun. It was a good... Timing is everything. Somebody wrote it earlier in the chat. Timing really is everything. And I remember first speaking to Matt Always. He was the first player interview on this channel. And I remember at the time, he had just kicked his 5 goals against Footscray. It might have been his fourth game, first handful of games in the VFL. And I remember having the conversation. I remember thinking, I'm pretty sure he's got all the tools to make it. And I remember thinking, it's going to be a project. It's going to be a year. You know, we're going to be talking about it in years, 3-4 years. We'll look back and see how that plays out. And so to see the maturity of a guy like him, and then talk about humility, one of the core values of the club right now. His honesty with me was something, I mean, not that I expected him to be dishonest, but I was a little bit taken aback at how forthright, how honest he was with himself about himself. He knows exactly what his strengths and weaknesses are on a level that I'm really impressed with. And I think the way he said, you know, I was probably the worst player on the list. And I think, you know, he's got this trademark passion now. He tugs the jumper, you know, and he was really honest with where it came from. He could have just said, oh, you know, I just get a little carried away. But he actually went deep with it and said, you know, it's from where I've come from. I thought it was a really deep answer. And again, like you said earlier, look, these are men now. They're talking like men. We've got families in the change rooms. We've got children in the change rooms. We've got dads in the change rooms now. And so, yeah, I noticed that very much this week.
When you look at strength, right, do you know what I mean? You can judge strength in so many ways, do you know what I mean? But if you break it down to the common answers, bench pressing a lot, any dickhead can bench press a lot. Just have no life, go to the gym, eat clean, lift weights. Any clown can do that. Do you know what I mean? Strength, adversity through failure. People will say that is, but you can teach that. You can teach how to be brave. But one thing you can't teach is how to own yourself. And that's something that they've learned. That's the ultimate. And, you know, the ownership is the most important trait man, woman, whatever will ever learn. The ability to say, I'm fucking dog shit, but guess what? That's me. And I own that. And own yourself through your inadequacies, not your superiority. And that is a huge thing. When you hear him speak from now to then, there was a little boy who was worried, to now there's a man. This is who I am. I pull my jumper. I care. I show my emotions. And that is the strongest thing any man, woman, child can own. The ability to own an emotion and say, that's me. That's me. And that's power. That's true power. That's true strength. And I can't wait because Matty always, he cares. But so does Cripper. So does Kerner. So does JSOS. So does Dave at the Dog and Duck. Everyone cares. And there's a real drive now to the same place. And I can't wait to see these boys kick a ball in anger in a final because this is what they've been here for. How much do you want it? How much does chat want it? Imagine being a player. Imagine being responsible for playing it. seeing Collingwood go into finals last year when it should have been you, seeing doggies celebrate when you lost. That plays on a person, and now they get to experience it. I tell you what, now they've got it, who's going to fucking rip it out of their hands? Because I don't think there's many people who are fucking got the kahunas to rip it out of these boys' hands. These boys have got big kahunas, and they're going to be on show Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't we talk a bit about the team? Before we do that, I have an update on the pins. There's a few of you here that have messaged me asking about them. The pins are in Melbourne. I got the email this morning. The pins have arrived in Melbourne. They should be at my place tomorrow, maybe Wednesday at the latest. So those of you who pre-ordered your pins, you will be the first people to receive them. That is why you pre-ordered them. And those of you who would like a pin, bottom right corner of your screen, it looks like that. Get your pins. They cost $17. And in 4 weeks, when we win the flag, they're going to cost $18. And then in 12 months and 4 weeks from now, they're going to cost $19. I think you're getting the gist of how they're going to be priced, so on and so forth. So hit the link in the top of the chat on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, come to YouTube. Link's at the top of the chat, and it's pinned there. So you will get your pins before the game if you pre-ordered, for sure. For sure.
The pins are pinned.
Okay. Pardon?
The pins are pinned.
The pins are pinned to the top of the live chat. Way.
Shit banter. There we are, chat.
Awful.
Dodge
So
banter.
bad, it's good. Team selection. You did it last week. I really just see 4 names up for that'll come in. I look at it like this: Doc, Cripps, Motlop, Pitternet. Discuss. That's how I look at it. Do you see it the same, or are there any other names that you floated up?
Yeah, I think it's them 4. Like, you've got to play your best, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? You got to play your best. Like, Cripps has got to be in that team. Doc has to be in that team. Pitternet, I mean, love him or hate him, he's probably playing. Them boys need to be in, don't they? Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can put any idiot in. I don't care. I'm at that point now, Terry. I don't care who plays. I don't care.
I know. Of course.
Like, they've got a job to do, and I think that any combination of 23 can win this game.
I'll tell you what, 12 hours ago, if you said that the rain would be a factor, I would have said you're laughing, mate, because it was beautiful this morning. Sun was shining. It was warm. Had to have a T-shirt outside. Weather may be a factor. I actually think the wetter it is, the more we need someone like a Pitto.
Well, I mean, you're going to need that brute strength and ignorance. Do you know what I mean? That's a big asset. I mean, Jeff O'Day's comment. Jeff genuinely doesn't comment that much, but when he does, it's always worth listening to. I mean, Jeff's like me nana. Doesn't often put his input, but when he does, you fucking listen to it. And this last bit here is brilliant. Enthusiasm and positive energy. I'll see a few of the comments. Do you know what I mean? People saying, oh, if he's rare, or if little participation leaves the clouds. They're adults who are professionals of their job. If a little bit of rain fucking dampens them, they're not marshmallows. Fuck me. What are you doing playing this sport is my question. It's rain. Fucking it rains 90% of the time where I come from. We still go to work and get our job done. No one's crying about it. But more importantly, this is huge. Positive energy, Jeff.
Yeah.
Hook it into me, brother. I don't want to hear any of this shit. Oh, it might be slippy. Oh, there's a northeasterly coming in. That might affect their kicking. They're full-grown men, man. They're full-grown men. They better sure as shit mark the ball and kick a ball. I'll tell you, because it's a bit of water. Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell, it wasn't very nice fucking some days during World War II. Someone went out there and did it, though, didn't they? They didn't go like that. Oh, we better not fucking invade today because it's a little bit cold. I left me woolly jumper at home. Just go and do your job, man. Do your job, what you're paid to do. Like full-grown adults. They will be fine. I want positive fucking energy from you, chat. None of this doubt, none of this bollocks of, oh, when we played Richmond in the wet, we lost. Sydney ain't Richmond, and we ain't that fucking side that lost to Richmond. We're fucking a different side with belief, desire, and dreams. Do you know what I mean? Fucking go out there and play football. And all you've got to do, Chat, you've got the easiest job. We've actually boiled it down to the easiest job. You just got to sit there and fucking make some noise. That's all you've got to do. No opinion, no thought. You don't have to think. It's all done for you. Sit down, scream. Sit down, scream. They make a mistake. You tell them it's all right. They'll fucking go and do it again. Do it a little bit harder. We're behind you. That is all you got to do. And like Nicky says, if it's cold, wear some fucking long sleeves. You'll be all right. I'll go down there and give them a hug. I'm warm.
I liked what Matt said about the crowd when I asked him, what does it actually do? And I left that interview with the thought that I already had reinforced, in that the more supportive an environment is for them, whether it's the louder it is, whatever the case may be, the more supportive the environment around them is, the easier it is for them mentally to focus in and find that inner peace to get the job done. And that was something they probably struggled with early in the year because it was so much noise. It was probably seeping into their internal. We are going to make that place on Friday night sound like home. And to be honest, it's going to be more comfortable. I would hope it'd be more comfortable more than what they've ever felt, because it's never going to be as loud as what it will be this Friday, and it will only rise from there. So you're right. There is a really clear job. It's almost like, yeah, we have a job. We've been bestowed a job as the supporters.
Got one job. One job. Make some noise. Take a lesson out of Uncle Pom. When you're nervous, make a fucking louder noise. That's what I do. And I do that in life. When I'm nervous or scared, I consider them traits of weakness, right? But they're also strength when you're scared and nervous, because it means you're alive. That's pretty good. There's not many animals that sit there and go, oh, fucking hell, I'm a little bit shit scared here. It means you've got conscious thought. But I make more noise. I get more active. Do you know what I mean? I push myself through it. And think about being a player, right? And this is a case in point. I see this a lot at Carlton games. They make a mistake and you hear a collective groan. The energy goes out of the crowd.
Pains me. Yeah.
Pains me. Happened against Gold Coast. Happened against UWS. Akers kicked it out on the phone, and there was like a noise of the crowd of, he knows he's fucked up. Do you know what I mean? If you stopped time and said, Blake, was that a good kick? He'd be like, fuck no. Right? Your job is to get inside his head and say, do that kick again. Do that kick again. This time, you hit the target. You can, you will, you'll achieve. That's all you've got to do. That's all we've got to do. Honestly, watch-alongs, easiest thing in the world. Just make some fucking noise. Tear the fucking doors off. That's what they've got to do. They feel it, though. They feel it. I remember Mitch McGovern having a beer with him, and I remember asking him a question, right? How does a big lad like you get up the back, right, of someone and take a mark? He's a big boy. Let's be honest. God didn't make him for his smallness. He made him big. And he said something supernatural rose him up, and it was the crowd. As he jumped, he felt the energy of the crowd, and he managed to get on top of someone and take the mark. That's the power of collective thought. So you want them to win, make some fucking noise. Make some noise.
There's no more PTSD. It's not a thing anymore. It's done. It's done. They're not a basket case. I think that was what the trauma was, we're going to have a basket case of a team that they're just never going to make it. That was what I felt the fear was. Well, that's what the fear was for me. The fear was, are they ever going to really do it? They're good. They've had the turning point and they've earned the right to have the support. And I think any negative energy, like, it has to go towards the Swans, right? Why would any bit of negative energy go towards our players this week? Or really forever, for the next bit? That's it now.
Mate, Sydney lose this. The last time they've played finals is probably the most embarrassing final of all time last year, and they lose to little old Carlton.
Yeah, you want to awaken Sydney's PTSD on Friday. You don't want to be moaning at our boys on Friday and giving them that negative energy. You want to make Sydney remember that they are the ones that have the trauma from the MCG.
Mate, there's two requests I have for anyone who's attended this game, right? One, if you're on the wing, every time Sydney players go and collect the ball for a behind or a throw-in or anything, just let them know what happened last time they played. It's happening again, Tom. It's happening again, Pappers. You've been here before at the G and got battered. It's happening again. And make some noise for these boys. When they make a mistake, let them know it's all right. Let them know it's going to be okay. because they'll make that kick next time. So you're spot on, Terry. They've got the nervous energies. And, you know, when you play round ball, right, fans come into it a lot more. This should be welcome to hell, Galatasaray. There should be a big sign from the cheer squad. None of these ridiculous, quirky things. It should just say welcome to hell, because that's what it should be for Sydney. They are about to reopen the wounds of last year. Can you imagine how embarrassing that is? Getting into the finals and getting decimated, pulled apart systematically. That's what these boys need to play. And, you know, for Cripper and stuff, I hope Cripper's doing that to their midfield, going, oh, no. 3 goals. That's what we need to do. Get loud early. Get 5 goals, 6 goals. Make them start thinking, shit, we've been here before. This has happened to us before.
Yeah, don't wait. Don't wait. Create the energy from the outset. It'll be there, no doubt. The anthem will happen. It'll be an out-of-body experience. I remember very clearly the anthem in 2013 and 2011. The roar after that final line is sung. I think we're going to be hearing the Seven Nation Army song again, given it's our home game. I think we're going to be doing that again.
Even if it was an away game, fucking that's what 90,000 people are there for. Create it, drown it out. Good away fans drown out the home fans. So we have to play away games from now till the end. Do you know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. There'll be a Brisbane in there somewhere. Someone's going to have to go over there and make a fucking noise. Make Brisbane as. I mean, they only play rugby league in Brisbane anyway, so when we play them, it should be easy.
In the prelim.
They'll be confused when Darren Lockyer's not starting at fucking halfback. So you'll be fine.
Let's do a bit of a forecast for finals in general for us. Chat asking you, leave a comment below. Pommy, I'll ask you, who is a player? We have a finals player of the year. We have a player that will be judged. We're going to do the ratings for regular season and the ratings for finals. Who do you think is going to be the player of the finals for us?
Patrick Cripps.
Talk about destiny.
Without a shadow of a doubt, Patrick Cripps. Our boy, leading us into war. Cripper. I'll have a tear in my eye when Judd gives him the norm.
I think we all will. It'll mean so much. Yeah. I remember conversations in 2014, 2015 when he first started. And I remember the sentence, the quote from us, generally the fans was, he was, the way he's built, the guy's born for finals. He plays a finals type game. And he really does. And he's just started to master the art of getting others better with his handball game and his contested game too.
I don't think anyone has been slated as much as Cripps in the press.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Every decision Cripps has made in the last 5 years, whether it be contracts or what he does on the field, has been questioned heavily. You know, when he signed that contract, Kane Corn said he's just resigned himself to never play in a final. He's got to deal with that. This is personal to Cripps. Some things become personal. And for Cripps, this is personal, man. Like, he's been told he's never playing finals. He's been told that he's never going to have. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I remember Kane Corn saying, look at Mark Murphy. Look at players like that who have signed and been loyal to Carlton only to lose out on history. This is Cripps. This is Cripps. This is Cripps's time to say, fuck you. And Cripps isn't much of a talker, but he is a bit of a player. This is the time, isn't it? This is Cripper, man, honestly. He's the main man.
There's so many storylines. I see a bit of a don't know what the phrase is, but I see a bit of a revenge arc, so to speak, for Jacob Wiedering, who was overlooked again, rightly or wrongly, for the All-Australian team. Just to stake his claim. I see something crazy like no one's kicking a goal on Jacob Wiedering in the final series type situation. You know, I see Sam Walsh.
Walsh, yeah.
You
There's a
know,
few of
you
them.
know things are going well, and you know things are weird and wacky when Sam Walsh becomes almost like an afterthought. Like, mate, just before he did the hammy, he had just clicked. Talk about the running power. Talk about fatigue, finals fatigue. His ability to push himself mentally. Who's going to really be able to make that extra run, that extra sprint, push themselves to beyond the point of exhaustion? Yeah, it's too exciting, mate.
Well, I mean, Terry, you watch more NBA than I do. I do love a little bit of NBA though, but I remember going into the NBA series, people were talking last year about it when it got to the finals and players that to look out for. People forgot a lot of the Denver Nuggets, and I remember Jamal Murray. There was a big thing on that show that Stephen A. Smith and the other guy, the boxing guy, talk about. But they were saying Jamal Murray lacks the control of the other guards in his position to really dictate the floor. Murray took that personally. You know, like Michael Jordan said, saw Josh say, I took that personally. Walsh is that guy who everyone's forgot how good he is because he probably hasn't been his usual dominant self. And that's probably partly from injury, but also partly because other people are doing the stuff we take for granted from him. He's going to be another guy that's going to go into here. And if you're thinking it, fans are thinking it who love him. Sydney are probably thinking the same thing. Oh, I've got to worry about Cripps. Oh, Chera's been a bit good. Oh, Charlie's a pain in the arse, isn't he? So one of these players is going to be forgotten about. You can't tag them all. And Chera, Walsh, Cripps, they'll be licking their lips. And then we're forgetting about another guy who's going to be deemed surplus to requirements by this team, George Hewitt. Horse said when he got rid of him that we feel that the young players here now have done enough for us to let George Hewitt go to pastures new. Don't think he's going to be a little bit pissed off? Don't think he's going to be like, oh, you said that these young upstarts are better than me? That's going to be a huge part, I think, in this game. That Hewitt will be like, who the fuck are these dickheads? I'm better than them.
Hewitt, Newman, both of them were not deemed good enough to stick. Yeah, true.
Mate, they're going to come in.
Nah. We're doing a stream. We're not turning this stream off until Friday night. I've decided. That's it.
Do you know what I mean? And Papley's there as well. And can you think of a bigger dickhead than Tom Papley? Let's be honest. Let's be having it right. Loves himself. Shit celebrations. He dangled the Carlton carrot. He can get fucked and all. Can't wait to knock him back to Sydney. Enjoy that one, mate. Enjoy it. Long fucking plane ride, that is.
It is a long plane ride. What about a surprise packet for the finals? Who do you think is a player who maybe hasn't made their name yet, but will make their name after this final series, and we'll be looking at them in a really different, heightened light?
Well, I don't think he's probably underrated, but I think when Newman keeps Papley to fuck all, you'll really like him. But I reckon Motters. Yeah, I agree with Nicky. I think Jesse Motlop's built for finals, isn't he? Like, if there's ever a player, I remember watching him in his juniors when they played finals. The kid is a different gravy in a final. This guy, whatever it is, he's got it. And I can't wait to see the energy he brings. He's going to take the pina colada, I reckon, in a final.
Bro, I forgot about Adam Sard when we were talking about all those names. Oh, my God.
It's tough, isn't it? I mean, all 26 of them you could fall in love with at the moment.
Mashallah, bro. Adam Sard, come on. In a final, it's all he wanted, just to play finals football.
Do you remember all the Essendon fans went to Carlton to play finals? They made memes of him. Don't think won't be doing any memes of him when he fucking wins a flag, will they? He's got that little fucking flag winner's medal around his neck.
Yeah.
See if they're making any memes on that.
He left because you're shit.
Ollie Hollands. He'll be Can you imagine being Ollie Hollands as well? Can you imagine being Cripps and just looking over at Hollands and go, when I came to this side, they were dog shit. Your first year and you played finals. Don't know he's born as Ollie, does he?
Yeah, you wouldn't know the pain. I like the TDK call. I like it.
Ooh.
I think he's in the right bracket of his career. He's just signed the contract, got that distraction, we'll call it. It's off his mind. He's got Pito there to help him in game. I can see him. Finally, someone said it. This is my guy. X Factor, mate. X Factor. Zach
Tell you what,
Fisher.
if in doubt, and you want to get featured on the show, mention Fish. Cheat code.
400 comments and I'll find the one Fisher comment.
Cheat code chat. Cheat code from your Uncle Bob.
No, it's true. It's true though. I think he has all the X Factor. He has all the X Factor traits for a final. And also we have a systematic defense that can help his shortcomings to help us, which then he can help the defense's shortcomings with the offense and help us offensively. So, yeah, Team Fisher.
Team Fish.
Team Fish for life, bro. Except, no, he's not. He's not leaving. He's staying. Can we also stop that? He's not going anywhere. He's staying.
Oh, dear.
Tell me this. You've been at the club, not just Fisher, but anyone now. The ones that have been there since from 15 onwards. Who would leave now? If anything, you'd take a bit of a pay cut just to be a part of it for the next 2-3 years. Who would leave? Who in their right mind would leave for a bit more money? It's not what you play football for. Well, so you can go play at North Melbourne and get more minutes. Like, really? Really?
I don't want to put any energy out there of any player not leaving for the next 4 weeks to 6 weeks. These boys signed 20-year contracts in my mind. They have got a job to do. Don't care about next week. I don't care about last week. I don't care about 10 years ago. These boys just got to work together and fucking get this flag. That's all they got to do. So, Fish, if he goes to North Melbourne, couldn't give a fuck. All I care about is next week on Friday. That's their focus. Block the agent. Block the agent for the next 6 weeks. Block them. They don't exist. Into the fire together. That is it. But I hate it, Terry. But don't buy into the narrative. The media are already doing it. I was really impressed with Carlton fans because you haven't bought into that GWS narrative. And now the media have fallen into the trap. I heard the media today on SEN. They were talking about Carlton didn't try in that second half. Uncle Pom was telling you this last week. They've started to force themselves to agree with the truth because the people weren't biting. I saw this morning Daniel Hoyne, complete knobhead from Champ Starter, just bringing out fucking stats to suit his dickhead narrative because he hasn't got a Scooby-Doo about what he's doing because he just pencil pushes all the time. Now he's changed the algorithm to tell you the truth. What I was saying last week, someone came for me last week saying turnover game's important. This week, he's talked about the 4 cores of winning a flag. Really interesting, this. The 4 cores in the modern era, with the footy, without the footy, clearance and post clearance, right? The one that trumps turnover game. Carlton ranked number 1. So now he's saying we're the favourites to win the flag. This time last week, we couldn't win because of the turnover game. Daniel Hoyne doesn't know if it's Wednesday, Tuesday or Monday. He's waiting for Uncle Pom to tell him what day it is, right? Because you're driving the narrative for the media. You drive it, right? So you're ignoring it. So I'm so proud of you because that's what they want to do. They want to create the seeds of doubt. They want to tell Fisher, what's the point of trying? 4 years, you're working with Clarkson next year. Ignore it because he needs to be focused this time this week. This time this week. That's all he cares about. Fuck North. Fuck Clarkson. Fuck whatever team that Clarkson coaches. They're not relevant. Carlton is relevant. Friday night, in the lights, MCG, make or break, live or die, against Sydney Swans, against Horse, the finals expert. Fuck them. We'll tear them apart. And then who's next? Who's next? Melbourne or Collingwood? Fuck them. Who's after that? Brisbane. Oh, you can't win at the Gabba. You watchers. You watchers.
Correct. Trade talk is officially banned until the season ends. So at quarter time, when a turnover's happened, we're not trading anyone. At halftime, we're not trading anyone.
You've been hard work the last 2 weeks we played. I'm going to be honest, chat. True talk. Been fucking hard work in the watch-alongs. This week, it's a fucking positive vibe. We're riding the train. When it's high, we love it. When it's low, we fucking get louder. We're going to be okay. Let's just fucking push them. And you know what? Whatever happens, we'll deal with it, right? Whatever happens. But there's only one thing that's going to happen. Come 10 o'clock at night, we are the Navy Blues who'll play. Crips will give it one of these. Charlie will be fucking ruffling people's heads. And we go on to next week. Because I want the fucking pies. I want the pies. I want me and Manny going one-on-one.
Yes.
In the finals.
Yes. Now, what I want to do is, just to keep the Kool-Aid pouring and flowing, I just want to have a look at the final series. Where are we? Okay. What I want to do is I want to just have a look at what the picture looks like. We can all go through it and see what we think's how it's all going to eventuate. So I'm going to put this on this side. I'm going to bring you lot on this side. Also, for those who missed out on, we didn't do a BA Saturday. So those who don't come on BA Saturday, we like to play games. So we might spend the next, I don't know, little bit playing some games. So, all right. This is what it looks like right now, Pom. Chat, who's winning on Thursday night? Let's set the scene.
Tearing up my heart when I'm with you.
What do you think, Pom?
This is a tough one, isn't it?
I hate Squiggle. I think Squiggle's overrated.
Boo.
AFL for life, baby.
Logic says D's. Logic
Does
says
it?
D's. But I have a sneaky suspicion on this one that Pies win it. I think Pies shock the world. And I think it's their one win in final series. I think it's the false dawn.
I'm with you as well. I think when it's all said and done, they've been the best team of the competition for the entirety of the thing.
And there was words said today by Fly that turned me on a little bit, where he said we've been stuck in neutral because we've been sewn up top four for ages.
Yeah.
And I feel like they'll come out and showcase something.
The chat, a lot of them say the D's. No, it's pretty. Okay, it's a lot of them saying the D's. Let's just.
I think that might be a bit of Carlton bias, though.
I think so, too. All right, let's just say the Pies. So the Blues. St Kilda, GWS. Cracker.
I've got a huge feeling St Kilda win this. Huge feeling.
So do I.
But I know Carlton fans, the majority of them are fucking closet GWS fans. Do you know what I mean? Don't know what it is. You have no idea how it annoys me. Like, I actually am starting to hate GWS more than any other team, because all I hear in the press and from Carlton fans is, I like GWS. Fuck GWS. It's in Sydney, man. It's a fucking piss take. Saints.
All right. Saints. Brisbane Port.
Lions.
All right.
No one can win at the Gabba apart from us.
That'll be Port.
That's us, bro. That's us. Fuck them. Fuck them. These ain't got it. They don't want it. They showed their hand when we played them. They don't want it. They can't fucking go toe-to-toe with our boys. They're not a real team.
True.
And here it is. You can't win at the Gabba. Oh, yes, you fucking can. I'm going to help you out. Port Adelaide, Carlton.
Port Adelaide, Carlton. Port Adelaide, Carlton. You don't think the Pies would win this game?
I think Port have a little bit. I think Port have a little point to prove. Just got a feeling they've got a point to prove, and I think they'll shock you.
I just want to see what this looks like for a moment. Let's just say we go to Brisbane and we beat them in the prelim. The last game of the season, 12 months on.
That'll be gross, but unfortunately, it'll be Port Adelaide. They'll wear themselves out, though, because they're going to have to come from behind. So they will have that tired factor and will run off. But I'd love it, this would be my dream. This would be my dream.
It would be the ultimate to knock them out in a granny after them thinking that last year was the be-all and end-all, and to get the ultimate revenge.
This would be the best. So if you're Gil, you're praying this happens.
Yes. Let me just go back one step. Let's just say that happens. I just want to do this again.
Still us, but
it's so weird. 12 weeks ago, the thought of playing Collingwood was daunting. Right now, it's I want them. I want them. With a healthy Nick Dacos, I want them.
I want them in the final. Them in the final. That's when I want them. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, at this stage here, whoever's not fit, if they're 50%, they play at Collingwood. There's no way Collingwood will go into this game managing players. Do you know what I mean? I watched Swoop Luke's preview, and he was talking about managing players this week, but then saying he doesn't want to play Carlton. I thought he was wrong there about managing players. I think you've got 2 chances, so you don't really manage players. I think it'd be a huge risk managing players this week and then bringing them back for the next week. But I want Pies in the final, man. I want them fully fit, fully firing. I want them primed. I want Dacos to have a little cozy game the week before. I want him, to be match fit, everyone up and about, and then we fucking do him in a granny. That's when you want to hurt him. Like knocking him out in straight sets. That's happened to him before. The final is the worst place. Finishing second is the worst place to finish. That's when you want to hurt him. You don't want to knock him out in straight sets. No one cares. Get him to the final and then knock him out. Because that'd hurt me more. I'd rather go out this week than a granny, because being so close is so far. It's the finals, bro. Final. That's when you want to fucking do them.
I've got a new game. Another one.
Oh, what?
A little bit of Gridley. Okay? So, for those who are not aware of this game, it's so much fun. Now, basically what this means is you've got to marry up the x-axis and the y-axis. So let's start with the top left. So anyone who has played for Carlton and Melbourne. Now, the catch is this. The player has to be as unique as possible. So the obvious one, like Jeff Garlett, for example, Carlton, Melbourne, that's not what we want. Brock McLean's another one. They're going to be pretty popular. We want like really niche players. That's the name of the game. And
Oscar McDonald.
We only have 9 guesses. Oscar McDonald. That's actually
no one will remember him.
That's a fair shout. Well, you know what? You've got to take someone like a John Holden into account, who says someone like Sean Charles, and I'm like, who? But that
Sean Charles, he was great in Red Dwarf.
I think I'm going to go with Sean Charles.
Love if he didn't play for both.
There you go. 1%.
Hey! Hold on.
That's what we're looking for. We're looking for like 1%ers. Let's come back to the Carlton. No, that will do him now. So a Carlton player who played at least 1 game for Carlton and who also has kicked 5 goals in a game. Now, they don't necessarily have to have kicked the 5 goals or more in a game playing for Carlton. So, yeah. Carlton player who's kicked 5+ goals in a game that is obscure. Were there any obscure players that kick 5 goals in like the shit times? Did Matty Wright ever kick 5 goals in a game? Or like Andreas Everett?
Andreas Everett, fuck me, Terry. Trying to think of obscure Carlton players that went and left. Sean Lemons, he kicked 2, so he's never kicked 5, but he played for Carlton, didn't he? Was it
Sean
Lemons?
He played for Carlton?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was the other one who played. Holman. How many goals has he kicked? The majority of his career. He's played up forward for Gold Coast. I'm trying to think. I can't remember him kicking 5 ever. I think he kicked like 3
ever
or
kicked
something.
5. Brad Pierce is not a bad shout. That's a really unique name.
Yeah, because Kennedy and players like that, obviously Jared Waite and stuff,
Correct.
you'd imagine most people will remember them. Steven Silvani's a good shout, but then again, people do know he kicked goals.
Yes. Oof. Simon Beaumont. Okay. I like the sound of that. Sam Kerridge. Oh, that's a good one.
Did Sam Kerridge kick 5?
I think he kicked 6 playing for Adelaide against North Melbourne at Marvel one day.
Oh, wait a minute. That might be true, actually, because I remember when we signed him, someone said, "Did you see that game?" And we never saw that game.
Oof. Okay. Okay. I don't think Nick Dugan kicked 5 in a game. He kicked 4 in the final. Oof.
I do like that chat. If he had 5 goals, that's a great shout from Kerridge.
Sam Kerridge.
If Sam Kerridge did kick 5, that is a genius shout.
I don't know if it was 4 or 5. Oh, John Holden.
But
Mill Hanna kicked 5 goals in 95.
I like that. I trust you. I trust Johnny. Oh, 0.1%. Oh, hold on. Mate.
That's peak. That is peak Gridley. 0.1%.
Oh, John Holden is filth. Absolute unadulterated filth.
Wow. Okay. Now we need a Carlton player whose brother also played in the AFL. So it doesn't necessarily have to be
Elijah Hollins.
Okay.
Because Ed Kerno, Charlie Kerno's obvious.
Who obvious? Kernahan? Did Kernahan have a brother that played? Sandra, trust me, I'm listening to my seniors because this is...
Oh, that's a great shout by Nadine. Troy Menzel.
Troy Menzel and Daniel Menzel. Yes, I like it. I like it. TDK is a bit obvious. Yeah, that's a bit...
I genuinely think, because even the press forget Elijah and Ollie are there, I reckon that'll be quite high.
David Kernahan, was he really a player, an AFL player?
Yeah, but Ben Silvani never played an AFL game. So I'm guessing they had to play AFL registered games.
No one's going to say David Kernahan, I don't think.
I didn't even know he existed.
Neither did I. I think I'm going to roll with it.
Let's do it.
David Kernahan. 4%. That's still pretty good. That's still pretty good. Okay. So that's the Carlton side of things done. Now we need someone who played for Brisbane and Melbourne. But like obscure. As all hell.
Obscure. Brisbane and Melbourne. So the obvious ones are like Dunks.
Who? Josh Dunkley?
Yeah. That's obvious.
Martin Pike, says John Holden and Thomas and Luke Murray.
Pike. Don't panic.
Travis Johnston, that's a good shout. He definitely played.
The Forgotten Kernahan. That's a great documentary name.
That is a great documentary name.
Just him stacking shelves at Bunnings. Talking about what could have been.
Marty Pike. Let's do it. Very good. He's got a photo as well. 6%. There we go. Okay. So now we need a Brisbane player that kicked 5 goals in a game. Obscure.
Martin Pike. Look at him. They've done him on that photo. Fucking hell.
I think he used to wear a lid. I'm pretty sure he used to wear a lid from memory.
He used to wear a mask.
Yeah.
He looks like Rocky Dennis from Mask. Brisbane, 5 goals. Someone who kicked 5 goals that you've never fucking heard of again.
Well, if I go back in time, it's like Lynch, Brown, they're the obvious ones. You get rid of them. Who played? Okay, Fev. Nah, like who? Mitch Clark. Did he kick 5 goals for them? Maybe. Jared Brennan. Oh. Did he kick 5 goals though, Gokhan? Kappa? Did he
Warwick
play?
Kappa. That well, I mean, you all shout it when you jump on the back of someone, so he must have been pretty good, Warwick.
Kappa. John, is it the Bears as well? I don't know. That's the truth. I don't
think
know.
it will be John.
You think it will be the Bears as well?
Yeah, because AFL records count anyone from the Bears as Brisbane in for data purposes. So I'd imagine that they're just stealing this hard from CD.
Right.
Would
Well,
be my
Michael Voss
guess.
kicked 5 goals in a game.
Yeah, but I'd imagine that the way I'm thinking of this is if you didn't know like me, you'd go with like an obscure person that you'd know. So Michael Voss would come in. So I'd imagine people must have done that.
All right, we're going to need the more wise generation to help us out.
What
here.
are the Scott brothers? I suppose no one ever thinks about the Scots as goal kickers. If they kick
5?
because that's a lot of goals.
Yeah. Oh, I think Lockie Jack's talking about when we get to the brother that played.
Darryl White, did he kick 5? Got him.
Wasn't he a defender? John Hutton. There's a few people saying John Hutton, including John Holden. That's always
trust the chat.
Always try. All right, John. Is it Huston or Hutton? Sorry. Oh, yep. That's what I'm talking about, chat. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now we need a player that has played for Brisbane or Fitzroy, who also had a brother that played in the AFL. The Scott brothers.
Do they have to have played a game for... Oh, wait. I did... Because Josh Dunkley went to Brisbane with his brother. I don't think he ever played. He didn't play for Brisbane, though. He played for Melbourne.
He played for Melbourne, though?
Yeah, he played 5 games for Melbourne.
Okay. That would mean he's eligible. Clay Beams.
Clay Beams is a good shout.
Clay Beams is a very good shout. Brett Voss, good shout. I like that. Ash McGrath or Jim Edmund. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Clay Beams is a good obscure one, isn't it? Because
very obscure.
You don't really think of his brother.
Archie, that is another good one.
That is a very good one.
Matera. Did Matera have a brother that played for the Lions, the Bears?
I'm assuming so. SG's fairly knowledgeable. I don't think he'd blag us.
Yeah. Brett Voss would be pretty obscure, but I think because Michael is Michael that they would know. I mean, the Milhana was just elite. Oh, this is what I'm talking about, Pommy. Renato Serafini. Who?
That sounds like a filtered search on Pornhub. Yeah, I'm in. Serafini, lads. Get it in. Get it in me.
Is it Laurie Serafini or Renato?
Has to be Renato, doesn't it? Because he specified Renato.
Oh, mate.
Hold on. John Holden. You're half man, half amazing.
Yeah.
What an effort.
I like it. This is filth. We have the best group of people collectively to play this game.
Renato.
So do I. I want to see a photo of him. Renato Serafini. Oh, yeah.
You know what? He looks nothing like your brain. Thanks.
Thick European hair. Okay. So
he looks nothing as my brain would. If he looks like a physics teacher.
Yep. All right. Now we need a Melbourne player that has had someone who has had 35 disposals in a game and has played at least one game for the Melbourne Footy Club. I feel like
Insane.
Travis Johnston did it. I know he played for Melbourne. Hey, Black or out.
Hey,
Back in the chat. Love to see it.
I haven't seen him
Yeah.
for ages.
Yeah. He's back when it matters, mate. Todd Viney. Oh, yeah. Jim Steins. Did Jim Steins have 35 disposals in the game? Who are the Melbourne players that you know that actually have had 35 or more? Like, it'd be Petrarca, Oliver, Viney, these types.
I don't know if it's rare because I wasn't around to see him. Well, to take lots of notes of him, but Hanley, he had 40.
Hanley?
Because I remember Pierce Hanley, because I remember when Lockie Neal did 41, it popped up as it was the new record holder for Brisbane. But I don't know if Hanley was good enough to constantly get 35.
Wait, Hanley played for Melbourne?
I thought you wanted Brisbane player.
No. So 35 possessions in a game and has played at least one game for Melbourne.
My bad.
Yeah, that's all right.
My bad.
That's all right. Oh, this is a good shout, Danny Cross.
Cross.
He would have had 35 at the Dogs, but he definitely played a game, at least one game for Melbourne.
Yeah, because you're looking for someone who ideally traded and obscurely played.
Yes.
Tom Scully's not a bad shout.
It's not a bad shout. Did he ever have 35 though?
He will have done.
Woden probably had 35. He was a Brownlow medalist. Oh, look at that. Evor Warren Smith. Is that a real name?
I reckon he was good at cricket. Imagine that. Decent batsman, leg spin.
He is a name. Played in 1919 to 1932.
My Kiwi brother. As soon as you see half a, like, do you know what I mean? Somewhere between World War I and World War II, you know you're cooking on gas.
Do we roll with it?
If it's right, it's good. If it's there, I'll give you the money myself. That is good. That is obscure. Chat, because obviously, do we go for it?
I don't know if he's just Googled the oldest Melbourne players. I don't know. Like,
it's a lot of touches. Like, John Holden's right.
Yeah.
Like, that disposals were, if anything, handwritten. So it'd be interesting to see. But
okay, he's joking. Thank you. Thank you for.
I was going to say, if that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You have some stats from on there, but they're not official.
Yeah. No, listen, we got a good thing going right now. We could actually have a record here. So thank you for being honest and saying you were joking, because I would have rolled with it. Okay, what are the options? Travis Johnston is definitely one. Hey,
Jeff Farmer's been brought
up.
It
is, Travis mate. Hey, AB Baby. Shout out AB Baby.
Travis Johnston. Danny Cross.
No, you can't undo. Oh, wait, can you? Can you undo? I don't think you can. Daniel Cross. Let's roll with that. Oh. Do it?
The Nerbs. See, like the Scully shout and someone's pot.
Oh, yeah.
But well done, chat.
Well done. Okay. So, this is...
5 goals and 35.
They don't have to have been in the same game, obviously. So someone who's had 35 and kicked 5?
Well, that is brilliant, to be fair. This is going to be an interesting one. 5 goals and 35.
Chris Judd, that's a good call. He's definitely had 35 in a game, and he's definitely had 5 goals in a game.
Diesel?
Oh, yeah. Jared Healy? I didn't watch Jared Healy. I would not know. There's a couple here that have said his name.
SPS. SPS has got the 35. I can't remember a game where he's kicked 5.
Cam Bruce? That's not a bad shout, you know.
Cooter.
Cooter.
Diesel kicked 5 in a granny.
Yes, in the 95 granny.
granny.
And then he definitely had at least like many games with 35, I think.
I like that shot.
The question, Gavin, is and anybody else, we are looking for a player who has had 35 or more disposals in a game and has also had a game with 5 or more goals. Kuda did it in one game.
Would that go against him, though, that everyone knows that?
Yeah, I feel like it would. I feel like it would.
But then again, it's more young people who play this. Mark Rasciuto is a great shout.
Yep. Dusty. Diesel.
Lee Montagna.
Did he kick 5
That's
in a
filth.
game?
That's filth, Lee Montagna.
Yeah, but Luke, can you just quantify that you definitely know that it happened? I don't think I remember him kicking
Lee
5.
Montagna. He does have a record, Lee Montagna. I've seen it on St Kilda forums. They always talk about it, but is it because of that?
John Platten. He was a ball winner. That's for sure. All right, let's just nail this down a bit. Cam Bruce kicked 7 against us.
I do like the Lee Montagna shout.
Yeah, but I think Cam Bruce would be similar to Daniel Cross. I do remember Cam Bruce kicking 7 against us early 2000s. No one's going to pick him.
Oh, let's go for it.
Shall we?
If you want to.
Cameron Bruce. Oh, yeah. Amazing. Amazing memory. Amazing memory. That is also my housemate that picked that. So well done.
We love him.
AB baby. Now, the final piece. Guys, I'm serious. We could have a world record here. The final piece is 35 possessions in a game and also had a brother that played at least one game in the AFL.
Well, I mean, you'd imagine that the Ablett brothers are obvious. So,
yes.
the Starwood brothers as well would be obvious.
Yes.
Wouldn't they?
$35 possessions. That's a lot of the ball, yeah? It's a lot of ball.
What about Heath Shaw?
Heath
and
Shaw.
his brother Reese.
I don't know if
because Reese is everyone always forgets about him.
That's what we want. We want to pick like the superstar brother and then not actually enter their name, but their like lesser known brother's name.
Yeah, because you always forget about Reese, don't you?
Yeah. Kerno? Which Kerno? Ed? Has Ed had 35 in a game?
Yeah, he will have done.
He will have done.
Kevin Matthews, Lee Matthews' brother. Oh, that's filth. That's filth, John.
I'm going for it.
John, that is Kelvin.
Oh, Kelvin. Am I doing it?
Let's do it.
Oh, no. It wasn't.
Did we not get it?
He didn't. He never played. Oh. I should have waited.
Well, I mean,
Wait,
it
someone
was
said we
fun,
can go back.
Oh, undo at the bottom.
Undo. Okay, we're back in. You get one chance. Okay, great. Okay, we're back in. We're back in. All right. Wow.
Oh, chat.
It's drama. It's all happening, mate.
It's back. Second chance final, baby.
All right. Okay. Okay. I will be sure to be careful this time and patient. Okay.
Black
We only
Carrot.
get one.
You see, I'm with you. Nathan Ablett, Gary Ablett, right? Is there enough people that know Nathan Ablett exists? Is my theory.
I think
that's why I think the Shaws, Reece Shaw, Heath Shaw, like Heath Shaw 100% had more than 35 disposals.
By the way, great call here. Just did a Thanos.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So 100% Heath Shaw had more than 35 disposals.
Right.
I know that for facts, just because Heath Shaw was in our Dynasty League. So it used to have their highest disposals and their highest ever scores.
The brother has to be the one. Oh, true. That's a good call as well.
Okay.
That's a good call as well, because that's why Matthews. Okay, that's why Matthews didn't work, because this column here the person has to have had the 35 possessions. Okay. Good call. Good call. Gokhan.
Thank you. We love you.
Thank you for that. Yes. All right. Oh, okay. So basically, we're picking the better brother.
Okay.
Who just happened.
So now it's easy, isn't it? Like you're in the. I agree with Abe, Scott, and Joel, isn't it? It's like Ed but Charlie hasn't got. Oh no, Ed would have had 35.
No, Ed would have worked. No, so they don't both. Do they both have to have had?
So
35
one of them has to. One of them has to, but you've got to choose the one that did. So let's say it's Ed Kerner and Charlie Kerner. As long as Ed did it, you'd pick Ed, and he's got a brother that played in the thing.
Yes.
So that's why Heath Shaw has had 35 disposals, and he has a brother.
I feel like Heath Shaw will be like 4 or 5%. You know? Like still a really good pick.
Is he more famous than Ed Kerner? Because I'd imagine Nick Dacos is so recent, people will do that.
Yes,
Ed Kerner, you'd imagine everyone knows.
Like people like our age would know Heath Shaw for sure, because it's like we remember the 2010s really clearly. It's like it's that 90s to early 2000s bracket, or even earlier, which is the where the magic comes from.
I like that Eric D, but I'd imagine everyone, like I knew who Leave Matthews was like the week I came here.
Listen, I'm hearing the argument for
Ed Kerner makes sense.
I am really hearing the argument for Ed Kerner.
Ed Kerner makes sense because that is a good point. No one's ever heard of him outside us and Freo fans.
Mm-hmm. Now Debbie has entered the game. Greg and Paul Deere. I don't know who they are. Which one had 35? Deb? Shaw brothers from the 70s. Oh yeah. Jared Healy has his brother Greg Healy. Okay.
Burgoyne is a good shout from Broads and Automatic Nokia.
You know what? Also with Ed, even if you're a Carlton fan, you know he's had 35.
I wish you could get a list at the end of what the answers were.
Yes, same. Kieran Jack.
Kieran Jack. That is a blast from the past, chat.
Ray Shaw and Tony Shaw. That's the kind of era.
I'm telling you, Heath Shaw. Telling you. Because I bet not many
Andrew.
people know he had over 35 because I think he did it once as well. And it's a
All
thing.
right. So Heath Shaw.
I'd say it'd be less than 1%.
Heath Shaw?
Oh, 100%. I guarantee it'll be less than 1%.
All right, Pommy.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And we'll come up with a punishment. Like,
oh, you've done it. You have done it.
Yeah, see? 0.7.
Yeah,
See,
0.7.
Sure is too high. Tell you what, go and smoke some ganja then, cunt.
Izzy, fuck.
Telling you.
Wow.
I only knew as well, chat, like I say, Dynasty League, I remember trading him in and selling him on he had 38. I think it was against the Doggies, and selling him that his back end of his career was better than the first 5 years. And I just remember lying in a trade, so it's stuck in me.
Man,
and I was like,
brilliant.
if I'm the only cunt who knows that, there can't be many.
That is brilliant.
Hey,
wow.
chat, I'm glad that I could contribute.
Oh, history.
I wonder what Ed is. You know what? I've not done Griddle, so I've never played it.
That was great.
I'll put Ed Kerno and tell you what Ed Kerno is. Ed Kerno, 4%.
4%. There you go.
Just as proof, chat, look, because I know you'll be like, Pom's manipulated it. Here we are.
Hey, Samantha, with the pins, is there any chance of getting them from me at the game? Oh, I don't want to promise you that because I don't want to be running around handing out pins and promising things that I don't know if I can keep the promise for. But the pins are in Melbourne. They arrived this morning. They'll be at my place. They say tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest, and then I will go straight to get them all posted for you. I've got the envelopes ready to go. So I don't want to promise you on game day to run around and do that. I kind of just want to focus on the game. But I will post the pins out the second they arrive in my door. All right. I got one more game, which was fun. That was fun. That was great.
I'm just glad that I contributed for once. Usually I'm just sat here looking pretty in my new HD feature. Just to show you chat as well. Look, there. 4%.
Oh, yeah.
I've ruined my own game just for you, chat.
I love one of your phrases you learned. Just sat there, biscuit ass.
Just sat here, biscuit ass, mate.
Wait, I need you to remove your. I need you to remove your shared screen.
I haven't, have I?
No. Oh, sorry, you have. Yeah. All right. Warple. So this is what we do. We get a silhouette of a player, and we get 8 guesses, and more clues come. Does anyone know who that is?
That looks like Shaw. Do you remember when he played for us?
Matt Shaw?
Yeah, I don't think it is, but it looks remarkable because he had really nice hair. I can only do it once, chat. Like you open up an incognito page and do it.
I'm pretty sure it's a current player. Try any current AFL player. Yep.
Okay. So he's got sexy long hair, and he plays now.
Long-haired
Adonises that play now. Long-haired Adonises that play now. Bailey Smith, I'm pretty sure from AFL Bailey Smith, it's more bouffanted. Darcy Moore's a good shout. I was thinking Darce with long hair.
Yep.
Walker Murphy is a good shout as well. Nathan Murphy's got real, like his silhouette would be really pretty. Maybe a Tinder swipe.
Deb, the Stronger Together t-shirts are quality. They are.
Tuck Miller doesn't have long hair.
Phil Davis. Oh, yeah. Tom de Koning.
I'm trying to think. I'm sure Pierce from Fremantle has his hair down because it's like Russell Brand's.
Yes. Draper. All right. Let me give you let's use one clue. No, we don't get a clue.
Guess, haven't you?
Oh, we got to guess. All right.
I like Nathan Murphy. Caleb Poulter.
That's
a good shout.
Let's try that.
And a few others.
Let's try that.
I think Caleb Poulter's got a fat face, though. It's PR.
C-O-U? L-T-E-L.
C-L-L-E-B. Alter. On L.
Caleb?
It might not be in. It might be in before the start of the season.
All right. Well, it's not him then. Jack Sinclair?
Jack Sinclair. Nah, it's not Sinclair.
James Aish?
I like the James Aish shout.
All right, let's try it. Okay. So this is how it works. I'm going to get the rules up. Yellow in the team column indicates the mystery player's team shares one or more of the colors. So they share purple or white.
Okay, well, it's got to be white.
The position means a partial match to the player's position. So they can be a defender, midfielder, midfield forward, or It means they debuted after 2014. They are taller than 183 centimeters. They are younger than 27, and their number is greater than 11.
A lot of them fit Poulter because he's 190. He's 190 or something from memory.
So if it's yellow in any other column, it indicates the attribute is within 3 centimeters or years.
Okay,
so within Wilson. 3. Why is everyone saying Plowman? It's just not Plowman.
Tom Wilson's got long hair. Show us the silhouette. Could be Darcy Moore and it could be Tom Wilson. And it's white.
The thing with Darcy Moore is he doesn't share the mid.
Oh, so it's got to be a mid.
Well, it's got
or
because it's mid forward or defender mid. Yeah. Nat Fife? No, because if it was Nat Fife, this would be Green or something from the same team. It's definitely Sinclair. Is it?
Well, he's listed as a halfback. Defense, small, so a halfback, general
defender.
That
works. Is he younger than 27 though? Jack Sinclair.
Jack Sinclair will be about 26?
And is he taller than 183 centimeters?
Mullin is a good shout as well.
Oh, he's in Mullen? Yeah. He's not taller than 183 though, is he?
He is Irish.
Tom Wilson for Collingwood. We're getting a bit of that in here.
So he debuted. So
it's Tom Wilson.
Tom Wilson.
All right, let's try it. What? Yes. It's Tom Wilson. There we go. Well done.
That game's pants.
It's got nothing on Gridley.
That game's complete biscuit arsed. It's a joke. Be ashamed of yourself, whoever invented that game. Ashamed.
All right, guys. Let's just share the screen one more time. I'll show you your awesome work. Have a look at this, mate. That was epic. That was epic.
Look at that. Way! We do what we want. Do what we want. Hey, look at that. Like, who would have thought? I can't believe 6% of the people know who fucking Martin Pike is.
Yeah. That was clutch. Daniel Cross was a good one. It's this one. Renato Serafini. Get in.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. Anyway,
I can't believe Martin Pike's so popular.
Yeah. That has been one of the more fun streams that I've ever done. That was great.
That was good fun.
It was. Now, a few things before I forget. Jumper Punch tomorrow. Look who the...
G'day everyone, Mick Kennedy speaking here, a 1987 Premiership player at Carlton Footy Club. You're going to see me on Jumper Punch on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Make sure you're watching every Tuesday. Go Carlton.
So, the Jumper Punch. You will also see me on the Jumper Punch tomorrow. I sat with the boys Sunday, went down to Rocco's, sat in the studio, and we just shot the shit for over 3 hours. It's ridiculous. That's tomorrow night, 7 p.m. here on the channel. 6 p.m., if I'm not mistaken, the besties will be here again. Are we on again? Recording their podcast. So that'll be tomorrow. No, hang on. I should not do that. That's just not.
I'm not flicking gang signs, mate.
You trying to bang, homie?
Mate, you want to say? I was reading something the other day on Twitch that someone did a gang sign, and it evidently makes the Crips hate you if you do like the Bloods. And I was listening to iShowSpeed explain why he didn't get Aiden to do it. His mates were trying to get him to do it, and it evidently puts like a massive target on you. I was like, fuck me. Last thing I need is people after me.
Yep.
Not scared though.
So that's tomorrow. So tune in for that. The pins, don't forget, if you order your pin today, you should still get it by Friday. Yes, because they haven't arrived. I'm getting a big box of them tomorrow or Wednesday when they arrive. I'm sending them out. I've got the envelopes ready. I've got a printer ready with all your addresses and everything. So get amongst it and really just embrace it. That's probably the name of the week, isn't it, Pommy? Just embrace everything this week.
Embrace loved ones, embrace yourself, embrace the club. Do it.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everyone. Go Blues.
Go Blues.